Hey, I'm in the show. Everybody can hear me.
There you go. I was gonna play the intro, but I figured
Oh, you
now.
sound. Oh, I was just sitting. I was actually enjoying the intro. I thought. Now, do you have the paid version of this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna. Because I hit that selection of playing the intro, and it says you have to upgrade to the paid version for.
Yeah, I got it like I don't
Okay,
know. I
whatever.
paid $10 a month, like I got a special, and
Really?
okay, I could do all this shit.
Yeah. Every now and again, I'm able to get the special with Zoom and only pay $7.50 a month. So,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
are we live now?
Everybody's here. Yes, we're live.
The audio.
Hi, Krista. Hi, Kelly. I'm glad you guys came
Oh.
in.
So I can stream this. It's
Yes.
I just click on stream this to your audience,
Yeah, you
and
can
it'll.
stream it to yours too. Yeah.
I wonder if I'll have better.
And then
All
they'll see us on both. Anybody who comes to my channel, anybody who goes to your channel, and we'll see
right,
both
we'll see how this
comments.
works. If it screws it up, I'll just stop mine.
Nah, Mary used to do it all the time, stream from
Yeah, but
mine.
Mary has regular Wi-Fi too. So
Ah,
I mean, because I think the whole problem is my weak ass Wi-Fi supporting the live stream. Where I mean, coming up on here on somebody else's just by using their you know
yeah, my Wi-Fi.
it's not it doesn't draw so much.
Right.
Let's see. Just let's
I'm gonna
see.
have to tell my story over again, Boomer, though. Sorry.
Title.
Hi, Pam.
What
Oh,
was the title of the first one? Oh,
uh,
let's talk paranormal.
oh yeah. I put on this one just for the hell of it.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm gonna try. Let's talk paranormal too.
No, okay.
Um,
Hi,
let's see if I
guys.
figure out how to spell.
We're gonna just
Talk
shoot the
paranormal.
breeze. Thank you guys for joining us.
I'm gonna fuck with the description. All right, so save changes, and so I'm not gonna try to open YouTube on here because that'll probably fuck shit up. So I'm gonna see if it worked. I'm gonna
It
check my
did. It says
history.
your notification just came up. I always
Okay.
get a
Yeah,
notification from Boomer like nobody else.
I see yours. Yours popped up on my home screen right quick. So yours is there.
Yours is there because it just.
Um, I just don't see it yet to get to it to I forget what oh, okay, I gotta go. Okay. Okay, let's talk paranormal. Oh, that's the old one. I don't see the new one I'm on yet.
Yes. Boomer. I just seen it.
Where is it? I can't find it. Oh, cause hang on. I wasn't looking in the right place.
Probably.
There it
I was
is.
going to say because the notification came up. Hey,
Oh,
Diane.
I forgot the E in let's. Oh well, I look like an idiot. I can't spell. How come I'm not getting the chat over here?
Just
Do
hit
I
your
have?
comment button.
Oh,
There.
okay. It's different when you're a guest. Okay, you have to go over to comments. Okay, I'm
Yes.
sitting here staring at a blank because I'm on private chat. Okay,
Yeah. Hit the comments.
all
And
right.
then the ones with, if you look like Diane is in your stream because she has it's a link next to her name. Do you see it on the chat?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. The little link symbol above her head. Okay.
Yes. So that
Diane.
means they're in your stream, and
Oh,
the other
so
ones
I
are in
don't have to go to mine to watch comments, right?
no.
I can see all my comments in here with the StreamYards.
Yes.
Since we're okay. All right, fuck it. I can turn this shit off then.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
That's it. Welcome in, everybody.
Hold
Thanks
on.
for coming. Thanks for chatting. Boomer and I were on his stream chatting with Lou. You're welcome to send Lou the link for this, Boomer, if you think if he wants to come back and hang out with us. You can ask him.
Yeah, yeah, I can do that. All right. I would have to. All right, hang on.
Yes.
I have to open up Facebook Messenger again. I closed it out.
Oh, you know what? I could do it. I think I have
All right,
him
yeah,
on.
you got Lou on Messenger, right?
I'm sure. Let's see.
You learn something new every day. That's right, Kelly. Oh, hi, Kelly. How are you?
Copy link. Let's see. Um, let's look for Lou. Lou Rock. Which one is it? He's got two. What the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. He has two. Boomer and I are
Yeah,
on mine now.
I knew it had to do with my signal and StreamYard's not connecting with it well enough as far as that audio problem we were having, because it sounds fine on yours, but on mine, because I'm working off hotspot signal, that's why the audio was so bad, because StreamYard wasn't handling all that. And the first thing it screws up is the audio. So then after a while, it started kicking me off. So it's because, I wish there was a streaming platform. Well, I did better with the OBS than I did with the StreamYards.
It's true, you did, but you also know how to run it. And StreamYard doesn't go through OBS, right?
Right. No,
just Zoom does. So,
but no, I could open my OBS. I could do a live stream from OBS and put your StreamYards in there just like I do with Zoom. It's just a matter of adding it as a scene.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, you can do that with anything. It's just adding the. It's just like screen share, but it pastes it up on the OBS screen.
So, Lou said, "Give him a second. He's gonna come."
All right, cool. We'll have a much better experience now.
I know I'm boring.
You guys have much better Wi-Fi in the city too, because you got more. It's more consolidated, and it's not so much open space with people interrupting signals and all that and everything. So
yes, it says there's 10 here, but I don't.
I swear to God, if you fly over New York City and you're looking down, you probably won't even see the buildings beyond all the fucking satellite dishes they have on the buildings. One building could have 100 fucking dish network dishes on the fucking building. All you see is these gray discs all over looking down.
Well, and it's true. Like, I have Verizon down here.
Yeah.
The lady on top of me and the gentleman on top of her, they have
Spectrum.
Yeah. So thank you. So
I'm thinking about going with Verizon.
I could literally piggyback off of anybody, but Verizon, because in New York, Verizon owns all the towers.
Right.
You get better signal with Verizon, even though it's more expensive. Every time I went to like Optimum or one of the other ones, the download and the upload time would fucking kill me. And I do 5 videos a week, 6 sometimes. I can't be waiting 5 years to have something export. I'll have a heart attack.
Right.
I can't do it like where it exports overnight. It has to go. So I paid for the Verizon, but
I think I jumped the gun on that audio issue. So because it's starting to crack up now. So I don't know.
Starting to crack up. You're cracked up.
It's StreamYard's not connecting with me good enough, so I'll just have to put up with it. It's not as bad as when it was on mine, but
put your headphones in this, not in the other one. Put it in this.
I'll still get the same results.
I don't know. And in there's different audio options in the
I know.
Stream. Right? let's see. Maybe where's the audio? Audio. I'm
In
using
settings, there is.
speaker. Is it better if I use the default? Let me put it on. The default, is it better? Instead of using the speaker?
Reduce mic background noise. Nope, that's not a problem. Echo cancellation is on. Automatically adjust mic volume. That's no. Okay, hang on. Maybe I need to just maybe if I change that, because that could be the problem. Maybe it's automatically trying to adjust up and down, causing problems. I don't know. Well, I turned that off, and we'll see if it's any better now.
Okay, and I changed mine to default instead of speaker. Now, do I sound better to you?
No, it comes through the same.
Oh.
It's just
Sorry.
StreamYards and my signal not working together. That's all it is. But
Yeah, he doesn't have his regular connection. I mean, I have my regular connection.
you say you don't have your yeah, Kelly. I don't have my usual Wi-Fi because I had to cancel it. So, but as soon as everything gets squared away, I'll get it all back eventually.
Hey, Jen, love. How are you?
Jen from Eddie and Jen.
We're streaming on both Boomer and mine. We're waiting for Lou is gonna come up. And
She's
we're
in
just
here on yours, right? Because she don't have that little
shooting the breeze. I have, the guest thing, so when he comes in, it should go poop and tell me.
But the only thing about this is I have no control over the live stream though. It's just piggybacking on, like,
yeah, it's just piggybacking on mine.
Yeah, so people can see it on my channel and your channel, but I have no control over what happens with the StreamYards. So
Yes, Benny. Oh, we were talking about that, Benny. We were talking about how we think we maybe jumped the timeline, and since the end of October, things have been crazy. The energy's crazy, all sorts of stuff. So we were talking about that, and unfortunately, the stream dropped. So we're gonna try it here. So yeah. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, hang on. I want to answer Diane.
Okay.
If you see questions for me, you want to post them up on here so I can see them. Like,
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
miss them. But yeah, I don't have. I still have the camera. I got one left, by the way, but I can't connect it because I don't have regular Wi-Fi, and it won't connect to hotspot. So, that's why I haven't been doing my static cam stuff on my live streams. I still have all the other old videos and stuff. Well, not all of them, but the most recent ones. I got them all in files on my computer. I haven't gone through all of them yet. But
I tell you, Benny, if anybody will have us, because they all think we're crazy in all the other states. I think, in anywhere outside the United States.
It doesn't matter. What I've discovered in the last 50 years, it doesn't matter whose face is on the fucking, who's sitting in the Oval Office. They're all screwing something up on one way or another.
That's definitely true. They're all a bunch of.
Yeah.
A lot of them are just doesn't matter. They're all the same. But
matter.
Some are worse than the others, and we gotta make sure we stand up for ourselves.
The country ain't been the same since Reagan, so
Oh, yeah, well,
like
And that idiot took down all the solar panels off the, we could have been way high tech with the solar power and stuff like that already if he didn't decide he didn't want to do that.
Who?
Reagan, isn't he the one that took down the solar panels in the White House?
I don't know.
I think so. I believe it was him.
He was about the people, I can tell you that, unlike anyone else since him.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a fucking Democrat in office that's ever done anything for the people other than who they favor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any party. I go with who I think is right, and who's not a like, child rapist or lunatic or, I try to go with an upstanding citizen.
I've always registered independent, which, I mean, if there's an independent running, which they banned now, it's only one or the other now. There are no independent ever since the old man. But
yeah, well.
So it doesn't matter like who's running. I can vote for anybody. I don't have
right. I don't have a party, but
a registered Democrat or anything like that. I don't think there should be different parties. I think it just should be whoever is up for the job, vote for it. It shouldn't be Democrat versus Republican and all that shit. It's like, because both sides have good views and bad views. Why not just like end the separation, and fucking focus on the points that they're making and vote for the person that has the best points? Why does it got to be Democrat versus Republican? Vote for the guy you think is going to do the job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that part I agree. You have to vote for a person who you think is going to be the best for the country.
Yeah.
Now,
Excuse me, Benny?
Benny and Diane run a Democrat channel.
I don't like that has nothing to do with it. I'm talking about her fucking personal attack on me.
Oh, the guy in office now. Oh, she's talking about Trump. I think it's not on you. It's about
last comment. She says, "Fuck you. You're living on my tax dollars. I ain't living on nobody's tax dollars. I'm living on my fucking tax dollars. I pay taxes into the fucking system. I served my fucking country."
Oh, Jimmy Carter took the solar panels and Reagan took them down. Yeah.
So don't you come in here and start attacking me.
Okay, this is why I don't.
On your tax dollars. Fuck you. What job do you have?
We're not going to attack the members, and we're not doing any of that. We're going to talk paranormal.
She's had it out for me for the last 5 years because I wouldn't take her side on something. I don't care. See, this is why I don't get into politics.
Yeah.
Y'all take it too personally, and you attack people personally about it. Technically, I'm retired too. Medically retired.
Yes, and now we're going to...
Dick, I'm out of here. Fuck you. I don't need this shit. I don't need your bullshit. How the fuck do I get out?
Welcome back, Regina. We're going back to some paranormal talk now. So I had this weird dream, guys, today. So while I'm here, I'll tell you about the weird dream. So I never have any any kind of like naps in the middle of the day. I think I've had 2 in like a year where I fell asleep in the middle of the day and had some weird dreams. Okay. So, I'm not getting all the chat changing the laptop. Okay. Well, this sounds like it's got to Hi, Pam. Pam, love, I'm so glad you joined us. I'm glad all of you guys joined us today. We're going to we were gonna talk some paranormal, and that's what we're doing today. We're just shooting the breeze about some things that we are doing in what's going on in the world today, so I don't know. I think this is still streaming to boomers too, but I don't know if he wants to take that off. I don't know how it works. He's gonna tell me. I'm sure he'll message me. So yeah, I had this strange dream. Oh, okay. I will take that off. Stream info. Um, okay. All righty. So here we are. Okay. Everybody here? Okay. Uh oh. Um okay, so that ended. Okay. So great. Here we are. So this is going to be just for the hell of it, paranormal talk. We don't do we usually don't do any politics here. Once in a while it gets heated. Which is why I have my other social media for that. Mostly Facebook and stuff. So now, here we're going to talk about the weird dream that I had. So what ended up happening was I was playing my game, and then I was watching some crafting videos, which I love to do. And my back hurt. So I went into my room and I said, let me um lay down for a second just so my back feels better. And so I did. I went and I laid down, and like instantly I'm watching the craft show, and like instantly I fell asleep. And I had the weirdest dream, guys. So, and I'm gonna tell you guys this. I want you to tell me what you think, since there's 16 of you guys here. um, so I totally like fell asleep. It was so weird. And so the dream starts off, I am in like a gala, like maybe like a concert, like, but a fancy one, like rich people go to. I'm sitting at a table by myself, and there's all other little tables, and there's a big stage. Nothing's playing on the stage, by the way. It's just we're sitting there like drinking and eating. But like I said, I'm at a little round table by myself, and the other tables have 2 to 3 people. Some of them are empty. So I go over to this one couple and I'm like, hey, how are you? I don't know. I got the feeling like I knew them, but not like personally, but I knew of them, if that makes sense. So I was talking to them, and paranormal came up, and they were like, oh, the guy in the couple part, because it was a husband and wife. The guy says, hey, you should meet my friend. He's here in the private room. Go up to and tell them that I told you to go in and meet my friend. So I said, okay. So I go to the door. I go and I say, so and so told me to come in to meet this guy. Um, I do paranormal. So the guy lets me in to this private room, and I go in there and I start talking to his friend, who happens to be a famous person. And they were like, oh, um, you know, I have like ghosts in my house. That's how we got on the conversation. He's like, I have ghosts in my house. There's one I would really like to get rid of. I don't know. Could you tell me what's going on? I said, sure. So he invites me back to his house. So we go straight from there to the house. It's like instant. You know how dreams are? And this house, like he's a famous person. And this house looks like it's in disarray. Like the rooms are half done. Like it looks like they're like even the closets are not painted inside. Like they have like the strips, like you know, when you just put up the wall and you're covering it and stuff for like eh, when you're doing construction. I don't know how to explain it, but you know how they look at the unfinished walls that they just do before they actually paint them and put the stuff in whatever. So I was like, what the heck is going on? So I'm like, have you lived here long? He's like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh, you're redoing the place? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who would live here? I'm poor, and I'm still like, I don't know if I would live here. Like, the half the place is like, there was a freezer in the closet that was half done, and then there was a refrigerator, but it didn't look like it worked in in like the kitchen hallway thing, you know, yeah, like the drywall. So I was like, whatever. Who am I? Maybe this is why they're rich, because they don't spend any money on the house because they're always out anyway, maybe, right? So anyway, he's telling me about the paranormal stuff that goes on. I wasn't getting any kind of feeling neither here nor there. And I'm like, well, let's see if anything happens. Well, we're sitting there and I totally fall asleep. Like totally, like in this guy's house, right? And I wake up, hey Regina, and I wake up to a text message that's like, hey mom, I'm outside. And I'm like, Jonathan. I'm like, why is he outside? Outside where? And I'm like, where are you outside? He's like, I'm outside the guy's house. And I'm like, why? you know? So anyway, so I let him in, and the guy is asleep, had fallen asleep too anyway. So I put my son in the other room. I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I finished my homework. And I'm like, homework? I'm like, okay, whatever. I go back in the other room and my son calls me in again and he's like, hey, there's something weird at the window. So I open the window and like this cat comes in and I'm like, oh no, you gotta go, cat, because the host has two pets, a dog and a cat, and so you're not welcome here. And the cat, as it comes into the window, it turns into a big like apparition. You could tell it's a male because how towering and big it was, but it had no features. It was just like an outline of a apparition of a male. And I'm like, no, no, you have to go. Like, you know. And I started chewing it out. And it kind of got mad that I was chewing at it. And it went down like into the puff, back into the cat and out the window. And it came back as like a dog that looked like a mini bear. And I was like, what the hell? And I'm like, trying to get it back out the window. This thing is trying to attack me. His dog comes running in and chases it out. As it goes out the window, it turns back into a cat. I close the window, I lock it. I said, okay. I go, maybe the paranormal is more in the area and not in the house per se. You know, obviously this thing is crazy, you know. Um, and so I went to go to see if I could wake up the host, but I was like, it's late, you know, we'll just leave it. But I tried to. I was like, hey, you know, we're gonna leave. It's like, it's late. I'll bring you in the morning. I'm like, my son's here. He's like, uh-huh, okay. And I said, okay. So I laid back down, and now we were at a gala. So I have a fancy dress on with stockings, right? I took off my shoes. So I'm laying there, and some entity, starts pulling on my stocking and gets like a string, you know, when you get like a run in your stocking, and he's pulling the string of the stocking up towards the wall to the clock, knocks down the clock off the wall, which is a little clock that's like a little cuckoo clock, old-fashioned cuckoo clock. And yeah, all my stockings undo it. are undone up on the thing, and I'm like screaming. I'm trying to take it off so that, here, have them, kind of thing. And the host wakes up and I'm like, look at this. And like you could just see the stocking string from like my stockings to the to the wall. And he's like, oh crap. See, this is the stuff I'm talking about. I'm like, yeah, it's that crazy one that came in from the window. It must be, Um, but then I woke up, like just woke up and I was like, oh, I fell asleep. Like, you know. Um, so weird because I normally don't. I've had 5 dreams in the last 10 years. I don't dream of like, usually they're all like, unless I know the person personally, it's all like, how do I explain it? Like, it's like random people, like if you're searching through a crowd and you don't know anybody. So even though, you know, um, so even though that, you know, sorry, I got a text I had to answer. So even though, but in this dream, I could see this, and it was a famous guy. So clearly, I knew who it was, like I knew him, but I don't know this guy personally. Um, so it was a strange dream. What do you guys think about it? Like, what are your take? Like, so what I took away from it is that maybe, um, it, as soon as I woke up, I felt like I had to strengthen my spirit protection because I felt like, okay, this thing like touched me, attacked me, came in, like it shouldn't be able to do that. So I was like, why, why? So that kind of threw me for a loop, and I said, no, I think I need to, look into like, maybe upping my spirit protection, right? Like maybe I just need to carry more crystals to feel better or something. Um, but then I also thought that maybe like it had something to do with this host, and I don't want to say the name of this famous person. Oh, hi, Mary. Hi, Mary. Uh, a little mis um communication happened between the chat and Boomer. So right now I was just finished telling this my dream about what I dreamed today that I thought was so freaking weird, and I was just trying to get the chat's feedback on it. So I'm waiting to see what you guys. Yes. Ah. Welcome, and Mary. Oh, that was you who texted me the other thing. Okay. So yeah. So Mary you weren't here. I told this story twice, once in Boomers, but his stream was bad. So I opened my own stream. Hey, stay tuned. So you didn't hear it twice. So yeah. So Everybody's saying hi. Okay, I was just waiting to see if there was any feedback, and I know it takes a second to type in that. I was expecting Kelly to say something about about it because I didn't think you heard it in Boomers. I didn't think you were there yet. Do you have any planned event to go to during the holidays upcoming? No, I do not. Um, well, I go to my aunt's every year. We go to my aunt's. She's down the block, and we do like a potluck for Thanksgiving since my parents are deceased. So it's my aunt, my sister, me, and my son. Um, so nothing fancy. So no kind of fancy stuff like that. And welcome in, Murphy. Um, unless you changed your name, I don't believe I've seen you before. So thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. I just had feeling just now. What kind of feeling? So no dress up there with holes? No, no stockings there. Mm, yeah, otherwise, yeah, that's like, and to be that fancy, to go someplace that fancy, um, to go with like famous people of that caliber, no. Chill up and down my back. Wow. Yeah, Regina. See, it's something, I don't know. It was definitely a message, and it was definitely something. It was like when I woke up and Boomer then was like, come and talk paranormal. I was like, I have to tell this story because like it was just so random. And why would like Boomer like just send me a link. Pip, here you go. Like, come up and talk paranormal right after that happened. So I thought it definitely has something to do with paranormal. And then when Boomer, I actually told Boomer the name in a personal chat. Like I said, I don't want to put the big person's name out there. I don't know what YouTube might say something crazy about the you know how they. So we'll just say it was a big person. When Boomer looked up that person, it said that that person was like um on like celebrity paranormal, whatever that show is, and they're into the paranormal. So that to me made it even weirder. Like, there's definitely a message in there. So that's why I was wondering, what you guys thought too, and if you um and what you guys thought. Mhm. I know you just woke up from a nap too, Mary. Today was the day of naps. But you're welcome up. I did send you a link. I believe I did. So yeah. And I have to write that one down. So I'm glad I told it here because of course, like I woke up and I went on Boomer's Live. I didn't have time to write it down. But I'm really gonna write down all the things that happened, and saying it really helped with it. State Lunar Eclipse Parent. Yes, that's your other channel. I don't know because he didn't bing in, so he said he would try, but also I think he was just coming because Boomer was here. um I mean, Lou and I know each other, but we that there you are. Now you're on the right channel, Mary. There you are. So yeah, so Yeah. And I didn't mind going live today, just throwing an extra because this Thursday, of course, there's gonna be no, because it's Thanksgiving, there's gonna be no um spiritual Thursday this week. We continue next week. I met him once with James and Chelsea. Yes, you did. Um, I never met him in person, just a live stream. So yeah, so I don't know him in person. I know James because I met him in person and Chelsea, but I don't know that. I think that was the only like YouTuber I met in person. Well, Danny I met in person, of course. Um, I met Pammy Clyde in person 'cause she came down to visit me from Connecticut. Yeah, and that's it. That's the only three people that I met on YouTube and then met in person. Oh, Frank's watching a show. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. If your lives parallel at all dates play, well, that's what I'm gonna do because I am big into Murphy. I do crossovers and I do card readings and spirit messages. So I'm wondering if that was like a message from a spirit to say like maybe that spirit knows that person. Um and that just happened to be why I don't know. Like I have to really now dig into it. Which I didn't have a chance to do because I was just like I said, I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm gonna just shove something in my mouth really quick to eat. It was like 5:30, 6, quarter to 6, and then I got Boomer's text and I was like, oh, let me go online with him. So I really like threw like, I didn't have time to do any research. I didn't even know if that person was alive or dead, like, I was like, 'cause I don't keep up. I'm not one of those people who keep up with the, like, celebrities, like, just not. You never know, Murphy. Um, but maybe because maybe he does need help with paranormal stuff, I don't know. Uh I too can remember my dreams in full, can often go right back into them. Yeah, if I go back to sleep, I can too. But if I get up, then I have to quick write it down because otherwise I'll forget everything. I don't, I like, but I realize when there's actually a message in there, like a message that they want you to hear, you're going to remember it. I've only remembered 5 dreams like fully within 10 years. So, um and I had one like vision, like a 5-hour weird spiritual download, which I think was like a spiritual awakening for me. And I played that all out in cartoon on my channel. So that like what I saw um happening, in this in my spiritual awakening dream. I don't know what they call it, vision. Um when you're having a lot of mediums and psychics call it like a download, like a spiritual download, but I don't know exactly what I call it like a little vision, like, or like the spiritual awakening story. I don't know. Yeah, there's that too. Yeah. Um, so I don't know if he needs help. Spirit spanking. Yeah. I don't know if he needs help. I don't know if that spirit was just trying to say, I know that person. I'm here. I need help. Maybe the spirit needs help because I do crossovers. So maybe it was that spirit trying to tell me, like, oh, I was there at this person's house, but now, I'm here and I need help, or, could be anything. Hey, Christine, how are you, sweetheart? I remember a dream with wifey and her sister. I had 1.5 years ago as I just had it. Wow. Like if it was yesterday, right? Yeah. I mean, these kind of ones that I know have some kind of meaning that I have to figure out, I usually really try to remember them. But it's why I say them here too, so I could go back to them. But I have a book now, and that's when I did the Spiritual Thursday about the dream diaries and stuff, because I wanted to make sure that I can write them down when I think they're important stuff and they have some kind of meaning. Um, especially when you have one and it's like there's all dead people in it. Like, I had one, my mother was in it in the beginning. She's passed, and then I left her and I went to this other place, and then it was one of my um a place where I used to work, one of my bosses who was deceased. And I'm like, oh, had a I had a dream. I was speaking to all dead people, and I was like, when I woke up, I'm like, "Ooh, I'm alive," like because I'm like, because you're almost like, "Shit, what the hell is going on?" There's nobody alive in this dream. Um, like I'm talking to dead people, but that's how I know. Like, okay, there's a message. My mother obviously had a message for me. Maybe my ex-boss, had a message for me. Um, you know, I'm sorry, I'm here yawning. I just did not have enough coffee today. And I told you, I don't nap during the day. This is only the second time in maybe a year. And it made me more tired, I think, the nap, you know. So, yeah, you know. But that's it. Christine, I hope you're well. I hope mom's well. Krista, I hope you're doing well. Did anybody have anything strange happen to them recently? I'm here just listening. Okay, Mary. Um, any kind of weird dreams? We were saying that like I feel like near the end of October, like we just jumped a timeline or something, and the energy got really weird everywhere, like everywhere around. Like it just got weird. My whole family got weird too, like, like weirder than they normally were. And so just the whole thing was like it threw me for a loop, definitely. And I've kind of been a little like keep to myself for the last 3 weeks because I'm like, I'm trying to hide under the covers from all of this stuff. Um, because I don't know if my mental health could take all this craziness right now. So I've been trying to hide under the covers, not literally, but I've been just in my house, you know. If I need milk, is probably the only time I leave my house. Oh my God, I need more coffee. It's probably the only time I'll leave my house is like I'll get some milk. I haven't been sleeping well at all. Now, is it dreams or just you've been restless? Now, I've been sleeping well for the most part. I fall asleep. Um, and I usually fall asleep with the kiddos watching TV, the ghost kiddos. I put on something for them. Yesterday they watched some holiday movie. But I do notice like a lot of times, a lot of times I'll fall asleep during the movie. 4 out of the 5 days, I think, 4 out of the 5 days I fall asleep, no problem. And then the other days I'll actually end up watching this whole movie and then kids movie, and then I'll get up and I'll have a cigarette, or I'll, be like, well, did I eat enough today? Maybe I'm hungry. I'm like, no, you can't eat now. I'll just sit here for a second. And then I go back and try to lay down. And by that time, it's like 2 in the morning. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm sleeping too much. Yeah. Sleeping in spurts. Yeah. So I'd say 4 days out of the week, I can go to sleep, sleep the whole night, have no problem. Whether the TV's on for them or what. It's not the TV, it's the phone because I don't have TV, but I just play, a YouTube movie or something for them. And I just fall asleep while they're watching the movie. But sometimes I'd say like, at least 3 days a week, I'm like, why can't I go to sleep? What's going on? And then like today, I can't keep myself awake, which is craziness. I mean, I had 3, maybe 4 cups of coffee. Did we have 3? We had 3 cups of coffee. We had 2 meals. We had a nap, and I'm still freaking can't stop yawning. So what's going on, Like, I don't know. So, craziness. Yeah, but that's what happened. I'm gonna make a smoke, guys. um I should put I think I have a funny picture. But you will hear the cigarette machine. There's the little ghosties dancing. Oops. It's so much cheaper to like make your cigarettes with these little machines, guys. But the problem is, it's like it's a process. It's not as easy as grabbing a cigarette, All righty. Let me go back to the comments so I can see you guys. There we are. Where's everybody? Hi, Candace. How are you? Hey, Terry. Welcome in. Who else is here? Hi, Bailey. Bailey, I'm sorry. I saw you text me. I was just telling them how I fell asleep in the middle of the day. I kind of wasn't feeling too well, I guess. Yesterday, I know I wasn't feeling well. Today, I was feeling better, but I still ended up napping. So I don't know. There's something in the atmosphere. I felt lethargic today, and my daughter texts. She felt all out of sorts too. Yeah, I think it's stress. Can only take so much before your body needs yeah, stress and yeah, it's Scott. Sorry. Like it was just kind of I just came on to tell people this weird paranormal dream to see. Oh, I'm sorry, Bailey. I hope you feel better. And you are dreaming of falling asleep in your dreams. Interesting. Were you having problems falling asleep last night? Yeah, last night was one of those nights. I ended up watching the whole movie with this whole, Christmas movie, which I don't even like Christmas movies. So I ended up watching the whole movie, got up, had a cigarette, and I was like, damn, it's 2 in the morning. I should be way asleep. And I'm like, put another show on. I should definitely fall asleep. I mean, eventually I fell asleep, but yeah. The weather has been wet. It was it was gloomy yesterday and the day before it was raining. Today it was nice. Today I went out in the morning. Oh, you have strep throat? Oh, feel better. I hate when the throat hurts. We should do your birth chart sometime so you can check your current transits at times like this. Could be very nice. Yes, that'd be an idea. Candace, if you could teach me, I'd love it. You have to get me a messenger. I believe my Facebook link is up with on my channel with all like the PayPals and stuff like that. My Facebook link is in there. I don't do the other ones. I don't do Twitter anymore. I got rid of that since it's not Twitter anymore and it's run by the other one. So I don't use the Twitter at all, and I barely ever go on Instagram unless somebody sends me something like a link to something to look at on Instagram. So I just do the Facebook and the Messenger. I will sleep for a couple of days and then be awake forever. Then it starts all over again. Yeah. Yeah, I know you love Christmas movies. I'll get a hold of you. Great, Candace. That's Christina, Danny, and me dancing up there. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, Bailey, yeah. Well, I realize when it's that time of the month, thank God the hasn't been it's been like a year almost again that I haven't had it. So I don't know. I didn't have it for a year, came back, then now this is going on another year. It's going to be gone. So let's see. But every time I would get that, it runs down your system and it's easier for you to get sick, definitely. So I'm so glad we're out of that modes now. But yeah. Okay, let's see if I could put back the get rid of the dancies. Put back the camera. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Put back the chat. All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. Thanks you guys so much for joining me on this impromptu little chat that we're having. So yeah, but I've been keeping a dream diary, like I said. So I've been trying to see if so I'll do that again after the live stream. I'll write this all down and I'll see if there's any oh, yeah, Bally. We lose a lot of our personal power with each moon cycle until we transition. That could be too. I don't know what the cycle of the moon's in right now, but I can imagine, like like the last, and I thought it was just maybe the change of weather because it's getting colder here in New York. Like, so it was in the, 60s and 70s near the end of October. We went into November, we were still in the 60s and 50s. And now we're like in the 50s and 40s. So it's getting colder. So I'm like, well, it went from like 60 to 40. So maybe it's just the weather. Yes, I'll see you tomorrow night, Regina, we'll do card readings tomorrow. I only have 3 more days at work. Hell, so can watch some more, I hope. Oh, great. Oh, yeah, so then you can join us on Wednesday for the card readings. Oh, thank you, Candace. Well, I don't get that anymore, but I'm sure it's still, your body is still, even though I don't have the actual cycle, I'm sure my body still goes through that cycle of the Aunt Flo, the monthly visit from Aunt Flo. I like that. I used to just call it my monthly friend that would come by, but yeah. But yeah. Oh, ramen. Well, that'd probably make your throat feel better. So yeah, so I've been to try to see. So what basically I'm writing them down to try to see if there's a commonality in these dreams because like I said, I don't normally remember them. I've only had 5 and 10 years that I could remember that I actually was like, holy crap, um, that was a dream and that I wrote down. Oh, it was yeah, Scott. And I'm not going to be on too long. I just came to chitty chat a little about the dream, I guess. and it was kind of just an impromptu thing. So yeah, so basically after I, wrote down a few of them, I noticed like there was a few reoccurring colors. Like, so this one, when I was in the beginning of the dream, when I was at this event, um, the stage curtain was red. When hey, Colt, when the dream that I had with my mother, and now my ear is going, so I'm wondering if red has something to do with it. So I, when, um, when I had that dream with my mother and we were in a movie theater, the stage curtain was red. Now, are most stage curtains red? Probably, but not always, I'm guessing. But so I had two stage curtains in two different dreams, years apart, with the red. Then I had another dream where there was a lot of pink. So pink and red are very prominent. So there might be colors, you know. So when you're doing the writing down your dreams and doing the color, the colors, what people are wearing, that can give you a timeline of what time you're in, um, what's going on around you, the age of people. Like, um, in one dream that I had, my son was very young. He was 5 or 6 or something. But you know, my daughter wasn't in the dream and she would have been like 8, but he was like 5 or 6. And little, and he's 19 now. So I'm like, why am I having a dream my son's 6? And it wasn't like it was something that happened. It was like weird. It was also with my mother. My mother passed away right around that time that he was that age. And we were like going to a birthday, and she was yelling at me because the present broke right before we left the house, and she couldn't, and I couldn't find anything around the house because the birthday party we were going to was a girl, and I had a little boy, so it was crazy. Our temps are exceeding 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which doesn't help with sleep. Oh, it's hot. Oh, yeah, over there, you didn't even hit your summer yet. Garnet, yes. Oh, Garnet, yep. I thought Garnet was July, though. No, Ruby is July. You're right. Because my daughter is July. She's a Redstone, but I think it's Ruby. I think she's a Ruby girl. Mine is diamonds, so I don't ever get my birthstone because I can't afford the diamonds. I can't afford the diamonds. I can't afford the fake diamonds, but not the real one. When my son shows up in my dreams, he is always a little boy. He's now 18. Oh, funny. See, the one that I had today had my son in it. He looked like he does now, you know, minus the mustache, but he was older. But he had a backpack and he told me, "Hey, I did my homework." And I'm like, "Okay." And I was like, "Why is he telling me he did his homework? He's not in school. He's older, you know?" And I'm like, "Okay." you know. It's that ugly Ruby. The Ruby's okay. Rubies are okay. They're red. But yeah, so I've been trying to link them to see, what they mean, what people are in there. Um, but this is the first, I want to say, like, because in my other dreams, even though like my mother's deceased, so in my dreams she's alive, right? She's a person like me. And when I saw my boss, he was a person like me. But this, I have to say, is the first dream where there was like I was seeing apparitions, I was like, and shapeshifters. I don't know. I guess that's what they are. My dad still sees me as his little girl, and I'm fixing to be 25. Yes, well, A lot of times we'll always be daddy's little girl. I'm July and I can't stand it. Oh, you're July too, like my daughter. Uh-huh. There's no more coffee, guys. God darn, there's no more coffee. Lab created diamonds are preferable to real ones, in my opinion, because the diamond mines are unethical and horrible in many ways, shouldn't be supported. Well, there you go. Um, yeah, well, lab created, right? They take the same coal that these people are mining and stuff. They just take the coal and they pressurize it themselves instead of having, you know, pressurize waiting for it to pressurize in the mines. I'm assuming. I'm thinking that's how it is. A glitch? I don't know. I didn't see a glitch here on the StreamYards, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen in YouTube. There's always little glitches in YouTube, I think. I want to say July 22nd. I'm on the cusp. My daughter's July 24th. She was due the 19th, but she was a week late. She came the 24th. So, mm-hmm. You consider yourself, is that crab a Cancer? I think my daughter's the 24th, so she's a Leo. My sister says she's both because she's on the cusp. She's March 22nd, and she's like, I'm on the cusp, so I'm both. And I'm like, yeah, okay. We're going to say you're not an Aries like me because you have a totally different attitude. So we put you over there. You're more that one. Manny, the 30th, Eddie is 15th of July. Oh, so you have 2 Julys. And you have one Cancer and one Leo. Mm-hmm. Because my daughter was supposed to be a Cancer, but she was late, so she's the Leo. But she probably should have been a Cancer. But yeah. And Eddie and Jen, I wanted to do. I'm sorry, if you've been here, I think since the beginning, so you know that I fell asleep today. And I didn't get to do what I said I was gonna do. I'm gonna do it before I go to sleep tonight. Because I have a crossover and whatever. So I will, yeah, I'm an Aries. An Aries, so a fire sign on the master number. I was born April 11th. We can even have ashes of our loved ones made into diamonds. Yes, that's what I said to my kids. I'm like, I want to be a diamond, and they're like, what? I'm like, when I die, I want you to make me a diamond, and they can make me into 2 pieces, and each of you can have a piece. So we don't have to pay for all this burial crap and all this bull stuff. And you could just carry me around because they say diamonds are forever, so then I could just go around and see everything. That'd be nice. So yeah, so that'd be lovely. That's what I'd like. But we'll see. I'll have to make a will of sorts to be like, I want to be a diamond. Don't be burying me nowhere. Don't burn me up and, put my ashes in the Goodwill and shit. We don't want none of that. I'm gonna haunt you if my ashes end up in the Goodwill. So many people like, oh, what a pretty, vase. And then they open it and there's ashes in there. And like people giving away the freaking family ashes. They don't even know, like somebody dies. It's an estate sale. Can't be giving away the ashes. I have a necklace of there you go. Like, yeah, you gotta put it in so you can't just be giving it to the Goodwill. I want none of that. I will haunt them. Even though it doesn't make a difference. It's just the point. It's so rude, like how dare you put your mother in the Goodwill? I'm coming after you. So yeah, if it was a diamond, it'd be better. Think twice, at least if they sold me, like I want to sell this diamond. If they pawned me, I'd still, I'd be going somebody who appreciates the jewelry, then I'm still okay with that. But dumping me in the Goodwill, I'm not okay with. Mm-mm, you know. That's so sad. We have a cemetery here where someone just left an urn of ashes outside. Aw. And I'm wondering, like, did the cemetery be like, you have to pay to put the ashes somewhere? And this person was like, I don't have anywhere. I'm just gonna leave the ashes in the cemetery. You know. At least if you know someone else who's buried at the cemetery, you can bring the urn over to their plot and be like, here, stay with Aunt Jane. Make a little hole, bury the ashes. There, you're with Aunt Jane now. Like that would be better, you know, than just like leaving the urn. Yeah, it's sad. They probably couldn't afford to have the ashes. Yeah, because like at the cemetery here near me, they have like a showroom. I call it the showroom. Like you're gonna buy a car, but instead you're looking at urns. But it's a showroom, and there's little boxes, and then it's the urn with the ashes, and then like a name of whoever it is. It's like a shadow box, basically. It's a whole room of all these walls of shadow boxes, and in the shadow boxes, the person's urn, their name. You can't open it or anything. And like a keepsake of theirs, or a picture, keepsake and picture, and you can go around, and it's like you're looking at somebody's tombstone, but it's their ashes. Um, so, yeah, they have those. I don't know how much they are. I should probably ask the cemetery. How much are those little, like, shadow box things you stick the urns in? It's a small cemetery with no place for urns, just people buried. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you knew somebody who was buried there, let's say, I don't know, I died and didn't have nowhere to put me, and they couldn't make me a diamond or anything. And I swear, always Jen when you're here. So I'd go like I'd be like, go to my mother's grave and dig a little hole and shove my asses and and put the dirt back over it and be done, and then I'll be buried with my mother or my father, my grandmother, wherever they are. Just dig a little hole, shove the ashes, cover it, and be done. But my cemetery has a place for them, but how much are they? I don't know. Can we afford it? I don't know. I don't know if we could afford one of those shadow box things, but those are pretty, and they take up less room, um and you don't need to dig a big grave or anything like that, and you don't have to pay for a tombstone and for the people to like dig the hole and all this stuff. So maybe cheaper. But that's what our cemetery caretaker told us to do if we wanted to be with our dad. Right. It just makes sense. Like, even, my uncle's buried over there too. My great uncle, I never met him, but hey, his tombstone's way off the beaten path, so you won't see if somebody dig a hole, put the ashes, but there. Okay, you could be with him. Like I don't know. My mother and my aunt are illegally between my grandparents. Oh, there you go. Yeah, because sometimes, what are you gonna do? It probably costs over 1,000 at max. Well, I figure the urn, by the time you cremate the person, because you still gotta pay for the cremation, you gotta pay for the urn, well, and then the spot. Yeah. So yeah. However, I thought it was a good idea because, like I said, it leaves more space because literally, if there could be a whole half the land, if you would just make these mausoleum things with the ashes in it, take half the land, half the work to take care of because it's a room, right? Um, so it would be just easier, um, if they wanted to stop burying people and just put them all in these shadow boxes that everybody goes visit. I wonder how much they cost. The spots in the cemetery where you could put the urns.
According to One World Memorials, in many cemeteries, a columbarium is a designated place of
Columbarium.
respect and storage for cinerary urns. Unlike mausoleums, columbaria are usually above ground and composed of small wall spaces to store multiple urns.
Yes. How much
Every
does it
niche you
cost?
see in a columbarium is designed to hold a single urn.
Yes. Yeah, okay, copy. Now we know it's called a columbarium. This is what they call them. Okay. How much? I didn't know what they were called. A columbarium. No, I don't want to buy the whole thing. I want to be put in one. A spot. It's showing me the whole one. Oh, here we go. A spot in their columbarium is anywhere between 300 and 5,000, depending on the location, size, and whether it's outdoor or indoor, with an average price of $1,200. Yeah. Larger niche sizes can hold multiple urns and cost more. Okay. Yeah, so it depends on where it's located, if it's indoor and outdoor, and if it's large and can hold more than one or not. So there you go. Our cemetery here only costs me $500 to bury my dad, and that's with his plaque. Oh, there you go. My dad, not. Oh, it was a full burial and it was 500. But can you pick your neighbors? I don't know. I'm sure. Well, I guess that would depend on the cemetery. Like my father's buried, my mother and my father not buried together because my father's family had a plot. And when my father died, we didn't have any money. So he died suddenly. So we put him in his family plot. His family plot is in St. Joseph Cemetery, which you can only bury Catholic people there. It's only for Catholics. So, anybody else, no. My mother is buried in St. Michael's here because it's all faith cemetery because she's Greek Orthodox. Even though they were married, my father married her in a Greek Orthodox church. But he was baptized Catholic, so he was able to be buried at St. Joseph. My mother was baptized Greek Orthodox, so she couldn't be. Buy a couple of acres of land, then bury them for free on your land. I don't know. Ours is regional Victoria, so small county cemetery. Oh, no, here, forget it. My mother's burial, jeez, I can't even tell you because my grandmother had a plot. I don't know how much she paid for the plot. Welcome back, Bailey. But just for them to dig the hole, for them to put her in there, to get her name on the tombstone, because the tombstone was there because her uncle, she's buried above her uncle. So to get, I had to do it on a Saturday so the family could come, which was $5 extra and whatever. I think it was like $30,000 for everything, literally, with the flowers and you needed the coffin and all. I mean, it was like $30,000. Thank God, she had life insurance and it covered it. So I can't tell you the exact amount price, but I think it was around 30,000. So yeah. Yeah, my father too. My father has nothing. My father was buried with his mother and father and his grandfather. His grandfather has the same name as him. So on the tombstone it says, Achilles Sachi, but the date, it's his grandfather's date of birth and death. Then it's his mother, then it's his father, and then it's him. I'm sorry, his father, then his mother, then him, because his father died before his mother. So but we couldn't afford to put his name there, so there's no name on there. I know he's buried there because we put him there, If you go to the directory in the cemetery, they say he's there. But because I could just ask for Achilles Sachi and the other one's there, that tell me where it is and I go. My grandfather cost 10,000. My grandmother cost 10,000, but she never got a plaque yet. Yeah. 10,000 and it didn't even get a name. See, these places, like these shadow boxes I'm talking about, the plaque is, you don't even have to put a plaque because you could just write the name, because you could put a few little things in with the urn, they're small little boxes. So you could put like a little toy if it's a kid or whatever. So I would just, I would just write a name card, beep, and that's it for that. But the ones that have the etching like outside, like they say outside, where they have the little squares and just the names, and that's where the ashes are. Technically, I don't even know if there's an urn in there. They just dump the ashes and seal it. I don't know. But this other one, you have to get the urns and everything. I'm gonna be put next to grandma. That's right. So yeah, so now I always think about it. I said, crap, thank God I have life insurance, because where the heck are the kids gonna bury me? Because literally, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think there's one more plot where my father is. Um, but I don't know if my aunt would use it or what, but I would assume she wants to be buried with her husband, so maybe not. So I don't know if anybody else would use that one plot that's there. Maybe I could buy it from my aunt. Um, I'll have to ask her, but um, but then there's um my mother, there's no space, like, and maybe there'll be a spot next to them somewhere, but it was just two plots. And so it's my uncle and my mother, and then next to her is my grandmother's second husband, and then my grandmother's gonna go on top, right? So I don't think unless there's a place to buy a plot next to them, I can't be buried with them. And then my great uncle, and I told my aunt we should look into it, because my great uncle, they usually don't sell single plots. I'm sure that might have been a double plot that they bought, that they put him in. But there's only him there. So I'm like, hey, we should look into it, because if there's multiple plots there, we could all be buried there. Where my great uncle is, And my aunt kind of laughed. She's like, well, I want to be buried with him. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, but you have to ask. And she's like, I'm assuming his second wife has the plot. I go, well, is she alive? And she goes, I don't know. I'm like, well, nobody's using it. We should find out, Me and my grandma shared birthdays. Oh, that's beautiful. I don't share a birthday with anybody that I know. Actually, nobody I even know was in April. My mom stole my aunt's spot. Oh no. She passed first, huh? So where's your aunt gonna go? Is she looking? It's very morbid to be looking for your spots, but you gotta think about it because, like I said, you don't want to end up in the Goodwills earned, Goodwill earned somewhere. No, that's, I'm not looking to do that. Like I said, I don't mind being the diamond and being worn and sold and whatever. I may not mind being scattered somewhere. But yeah, I might not mind being a tree. There's where you could be a tree. They can even bury you in the ocean now, and you could be a coral reef for like the fish. They have a lot of different things. So there's a lot to look into when you when you want to find your final resting spot. No idea. Oh, she hasn't picked a spot yet. My grandpa and grandma passed same day, years apart. Wow, that's crazy. Aw. Yeah, and it's like usually that kind of happens. Like one spouse goes, the other one doesn't go too long after. My mother, I think it was like, geez, my my mother went 12 years after my father. Um, um, maybe 11. Maybe my daughter was 10 or 11, so maybe 10 or 11, because my father passed away 6 days before my daughter was born. So 5 or 6 days. Yeah, because he passed away on a Sunday. We buried him on Wednesday. Well, we had his wake on Wednesday, buried him on Thursday. I had her on Friday. Yeah, it was like that. So, um, but usually they do go like pretty close to each other. If they were really like, that's what we thought about my grandma. Like we thought like, okay, her husband went. Well, first her husband went, then her brother went, and then my mother went. So we were thinking my grandmother now, is gonna go, but she's holding out. That was a busy week. Yeah. My daughter was due the Friday before that Sunday. Like she was due on the Friday and then he would have died the 2 days. But I was so stressed out that he was in the hospital. They told me he needed a heart and lung transplant. We were so stressed out that I don't know, the baby stayed there, and then they were like, you have blood poisoning. You have to, this, because I swelled up like crazy. They're like, you probably have blood poisoning. You could die. The baby could die. You have to come and get a C-section and this and that on Monday. That's what they told me. I was due the Friday, but I already started blowing up. But I think it was from the stress. I was retaining a lot of water. I had water bubbles on my feet to my father's funeral. I had to wear men's Keds size 9 with no laces because those are how big the bubbles on my feet were when I yeah, that last week. It was really bad. But so I couldn't go on Monday. My father passed away on Sunday. Monday, I didn't go to do nothing at the hospital for me. I helped my mother with the arrangements. Like I said, I think we had the wake on Wednesday, buried him Thursday. Thursday afternoon, um, my mucus plug broke. I went to the hospital. They were like, no, not yet, probably the weekend. They're like, but you're already we can't do anything now because my mucus plug already broke. And then I was already like a half a centimeter dilated. So they're like, no, we can't do anything now. We're gonna send you home. And then the next morning I woke up, I'm like, no, we're going. And and the stupid father was like, no, they said the weekend. I said, I don't give a crap what they said. I'm telling you it's now. And we went into the hospital, I don't know, 10 11 o'clock, and she was born at like 12:30. So yeah, and I would have been like, no, wait for Saturday. She would have fell out in the bed because the doctor said Saturday. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, so she was born then, so it was like, yeah, crazy week, but you know. Ah, Shelly, you're on your way home. Welcome in, Shelly. I'm glad you came in and said hello. Okay, let me go back. Everybody was talking. Beep, beep, beep. I missed it. Yikes. Talk about mourning someone and then on the anniversary of death to mourn again. How weird. But again, that's a connection. Yeah. 6 weeks before your due date. I had Tony 2 months early. I almost hemorrhaged to death. Had to get 2 units of blood. Oh my God. Then they gave me or him so I can. Oh my God, that's terrible. Yeah, when my daughter was having her, she had my grandson. He was due October 4th and he was born August 3rd. So yeah, he was born 2 months early, right? 2 months and 1 day early. And because she went into pre-sepsis and like her lungs stopped working and it was craziness. Um, they had to airlift her because she was in Indiana. So the little hospital she was in Indiana, they had to beep, airlift her to Indianapolis, because they needed the NICU and everything. Oh my God, Jen. Craziness. No. I'm listening but not talking too much as in the hospital with mom. She had a heart. What? I'm so sorry. I didn't know that, sweetheart. Oh, I thought mom was doing a little better. Well, she was hanging in there. Oh, God bless her. I have a male spirit talking to me. He says he is Bailey's grandfather. Oh, what's his name? I had someone talking to me earlier, but I was totally, that's why I was a little distracted telling my story because I was like, okay, I have somebody talking to me. I don't know if they're telling me about like what I was talking about or what the dream was about because I was focused. Oh, that's okay, hon. Well, I'm glad now only 3 more days of work, so you could stay, you could get your rest because you've been stressed, girl. Get your rest, take care of mom a little, and yeah. Phew. Hopefully she'll get through that just fine. Um, well, you said Thursday, right? So it's Thursday. It's Tuesday, so she must be doing a little better. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Mary. Prayers for Christine and mom. Um, girl, it's okay. He was 6 pounds, 4 ounces, 18 inches long. They said he would have been a huge baby. Oh, well, They, they told me, what's funny though? They told me my daughter was this big baby. But I didn't realize that they didn't realize at the time too. Nearly quite yesterday as management decided we only needed 5 nurses for 81 residents. Oh no, she is stable now. Well, that's good. Well, that's something you go, I don't know how they have it there. Like here, if something doesn't seem right, you take it to the FCC or, whatever board, and you'd be like, hey, because listen, you can't even run a daycare here in New York. You have 3 kids to 1 person. So if you have, they put daycare people in jail. If you have more kids than staff working than you're supposed to have, you go to jail. So imagine if you have a hospital. This is not a daycare. This is sick people who need attention, and you don't have enough like people to go around to care for 81 people. No, that sounds crazy to me. Bailey's grandpa said to tell her he is here all the time with her, doing what he can to watch over her and keep everything okay, he said. Oh, that's lovely. There aren't any ratios in aged care here. We are still in the Stone Age. Oh my God. Yeah, because like I said, even childcare has it. Like you open a daycare, you have to have all these provisions. You can't just say you're a babysitter. Even babysitters, it's legal to have a certain amount of kids. Like that she has been feeling alone, but she is not. He said to never feel like that. Talk to him. He said he can hear you. Ah, oh yeah. And Bailey has a lovely spirit guide too. Um, Gentleman. Um, yes, I'll remember his name. This time I remember. Um, I, I forgot his name. The last time I forgot his name, he brought some people over to cross. I remember the first time, like I was in Eddie and Jen's, and I said, "You're not crossover spirits." And then, um, the second time he came, and I was like, "Shit, what's his name?" This time I remember, but yeah, it's hard to remember everybody's name. I try really hard to remember all the spirit guides' names, but you know, as our little family grows here, then sometimes I forget. I go, shit, starts with an M, you know. And then there's a lot of you guys have Marleys, like Marley. There's like 3 Marleys, Mary Beths, a lot of M's. Maribel. I think there's 2 Maribels. One that calls herself Marble, but it's spelled like Maribel, like so it's like. And then a lot of you guys have more than one, right? So sometimes one will come, sometimes the other one will come. I'm like, oh. Did Spirit show up for the crossover? Yeah, a lot of them did. I got some weird pictures yesterday too. I did like the crossover, like I don't know who's playing with my phone. It is the weirdest thing. Like I have my phone down here too in case I need to look at the chat for a second. If I switch to put like a picture or something. So I have the stream running and it keeps going like it looks like somebody's touching my screen. It's weird. When I asked him, was he father or grandfather, he said yes. That's the only thing he would say. So then I said, our grandfather, that was a father for her. Oh, I don't know. She didn't say she left, Mary, but I have her on Messenger. I can relay your messages to her. Yeah, I should show you this. Let me see if I could show you the pictures from yesterday, Jen. Oh, no, come on. Turn off YouTube, go to Ghosts. Okay, Ghost. Where's the pictures now? I don't want none of this. I don't want none of this. So they showed me this picture. You see that? And I was like, ooh, did you have a water burial? Because look at the mountains. It's gorgeous, right? So right after I got that, this came up. So I'm assuming she was some kind of, I don't know, like she looks like a high up person. And maybe she had a water burial with the mountains. She came. Two guys who ended up dying, they were old timers. They played Russian roulette and both got the short end of the stick. They played Russian roulette with two guns, thinking, I don't know what they were thinking, and they both died. And then I got this like gorgeous mansion. And I got your Eddie and Jen on the spirit box. This is how I knew what they were talking about, because I asked them what their picture was about, the two guys, and this is what I got, the Russian roulette. So then I asked them more about it, and I got that one. That's what we got yesterday when we were doing the crossover. So yeah. Could you ask what are the names of my other spirit guides? What do you what the others? The others. I know the one that comes here to read your cards. I'm sure I wrote it down. Okay, it escaped me right now. I'm sorry. Oh, you have two that I know of. See, I write them. I got my list. Because sometimes I forget. They'll say, oh, I'm here. I'm so and so. And I go, whose guide are you? You know? So you have a Mario and a Scott. Definite for sure, Shelly. Mario and Scott. I don't know if there's other ones. Those are the two that, like I said, sometimes different ones come. Like at first, Eddie's spirit guide was coming to read. Well, he likes the coffee for both Eddie and Jen. But one time Jack came, but still Lark comes because he likes the coffee, and Jack stays and holds down the fort over there. I keep trying to drink the coffee that's empty for this whole time now. I would love to know my spirit guides. I have paid someone to do a spirit drawing. I haven't got it yet. Why? I could help you with that. I mean, I could tell you their names, and a little about them. You don't have to pay me nothing. Don't pay for things. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I would have to really sit down with maybe them and find out more. But those are two. Mario is definitely Mario and Scott are both human spirit guides. You do have ancestors. I normally don't ever meet the ancestral guides. And then you probably have a animal animal totem or animal guide, but they don't normally let me know, because that's something you're supposed to do on your own. When you want, I would love to find out. Yes. And I definitely know one of them. I think I told you his name, right? Like the one that comes to read for you his name is Lucky. I haven't seen Lucky in a long time because you haven't been here. But yeah, the one that comes to read for you, he's a gentleman named Lucky. His name is Lucky. That's what he told me. That's what he likes to be called, Lucky. So, yeah. So I know one of them. At least one normally comes to read. Usually it's the same one, because then they're comfortable with me and I'm comfortable with them, so I know them. But once in a while, one will stay back and the other one will, Ooh, yes. That's Lucky. He's come to read your cards whenever you got a reading. I do. I keep my notes. I keep my notes. So yeah. So I do keep my notes, and I always ask, like I stop, like a lot, like I'll stop and I'll ask, like, okay, like, give me a second, like, what's your name? Before I do the readings, and this was in the beginning, I was like, tell me the spirit's name. And I would write it down so that I would know, so I could say thank you. So when they came and they said, I'm so and so spirit guide, I'd be like, oh, what's their name? So yeah, so I have a list. And this is usually anybody who I ever read cards for. And I mean, the list, it goes on the side. It's getting bigger, but that's like I have I gotta get going. Oh, have a wonderful night, Krista. Much love to you, sweetheart. When I get the drawing, I will do it and get your opinion. Okay. Well, maybe Lucky can show me what he looks like, and then I could tell you before you show me the drawing, and then we could see if it corresponds. I don't know. That'd be cool to find out if I could. Sometimes they give me pictures of them. So in my third eye, so I could see what they look like. And other times it's just their energy that I know with their name attached to it. So like when Lark first came, I didn't know what he looked like, but I knew he was poetic. I knew his energy, his voice. I knew like he liked coffee. He would talk to me, but I didn't have an image to go with it. But from his voice or whatever, I could kind of get his age and stuff like that. But a lot of them will throw me an image when I talk to them. You were making dinner. Bailey, go back because Mary got a message for you. So go back in the chat if you could see it. I don't know if you could see it. Got a message from you for a spirit. So she put some stuff in the chat for you. Yeah, so I'm gonna just make a cigarette, guys. I'm not even gonna turn you off right now. I probably won't monetize this one. It will just be up there, so I'll just smoke on. Because this was just an extra one. Just an extra, I don't know. I think you still get watch time hours even if it's not monetized. So I don't know. I don't know how it goes. But yeah. So yeah, we've been here in almost 2 hours, and this was just supposed to be a quickie. He was running around in the house. Well, I'm sure he's not running. He's hanging out in the house. I was raised by my grandma and grandpa. Oh, so there you go. So you were right, Mary, because he said that he was like her father, a father to her. That is a quickie for you. I guess so. I guess it is, I always say that, and 2 hours is, the card readings take longer and stuff like that. Yeah, but Jen, we do have a few. I always get Eddie and Jen's name. Actually, I'm going to tell you exactly to Jen, since you asked. I write down everything I hear from so yesterday was November 24th. This is what I heard on the spirit box when I crossed them over. A week, it's over. Peter, Eddie and Jen, I want to ask you 100 what you want to do. He's coming. Now we do 500 in like 2 minutes, so lucky I get that much out of the whole spirit box experiences while I'm crossing them. But I try to write down what I hear. So that's what was yesterday, and then I had a little one stay. His name is Bobby, and he's 7. I think he came from you guys too, because he said he came with Joey. Joey crossed. Joey was on your spirit box, so he said he came with Joey, and that Jack took them here. Yeah, but Bobby stayed, but Joey and the other ones crossed. Just so you know. There you go, Jen. But I always wait on Sunday for you guys to do the spirit box because I know I'll get some, and they're always asking for help over there, Texas people. I don't know. I guess you don't have, because isn't Eli, is Eli near you guys? Somebody else is in Texas too, and they always have a lot of spirits. And I go, there must not be a lot of people in Texas who do crossing or do spirit boxes, because the people who do the paranormal in Texas always have an influx. So I just wonder. Curious about that, if you know, Jen. Yeah, Bailey's going through a terrible time, Mary. Oh, thanks for writing it all again, Mary. I told a little guy I saw in the tree line he could go to you. I've had a few little ones. I don't know. I don't always ask them where they come from. Sometimes they're here, and I'm like, okay, cool. But there was once, how little I got. I guess besides Bobby, I got a Lamar who's 8 the other day, a Roger who was 10 with a dinosaur, a Jared who was 6.5. Let me write Bobby down. I have a list. That's the males. Hi, Kim. How are you? Thanks for popping in. This was just an impromptu, so I could tell you guys a dream that I had and just chitty chat, because we're not going to do a Thursday today. A Thursday this week because of Thanksgiving. So I just stuck in this one as a little extra. I would say 5 or 6. Yeah. Wow. Yes. Yeah, so it might be Jared. He was 6.5. I think I wrote everybody down, but sometimes I just write it in my book here and then I forget. I write it when I'm doing it and then I forget to transfer it to my book. But usually, 8 months. Can you imagine 8 months of memberships already? Oh, they crossed. Sometimes though they cross and then like I won't write them in the book if they're not staying. I'll just write them on my paper. But I think, when was it, Diane? That would help, because I did have someone come from you. I had one come from Scott, Diane, Benny, the Dakota, and the craft lady, and Yaz last week Wednesday. The craft lady that I watched. So I do get Clarabelle. I think Clarabelle's still here. I don't think I wrote down her name, but I try to keep it in check, guys. There's like 80 5, and some of them are older now, but most of the time they're under 20 who stay and hang out. But a few times they'll be like, I have like 21-year-old a couple of days ago. Okay. So it might have been like the Wednesday or Thursday where I wrote down I had someone from you. I just got done playing video games with my grandsons. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. No, I could ask Sarah too. That'd always be helpful too. Yes. Oh, was that the one we were talking about? The one that came from Diane that day? Okay. He was a little, he crossed though. Yeah, he crossed over Diane. Some of them just crossed, but they'll all stay here. But don't all stay here. But yeah, so but sorry. Someone was texting me. I had to look at it. They were just giving me some information on something that I had asked. He said, just remember he's always there. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah. Well, I'm glad Mary was able to give the message to Bailey. I was able to give you guys a little insight on the spirit guides. Does anyone else have any other questions? Because then I'll kind of end it. And oh, Jen, are you still here? Maybe we could do that. What I said I was going to do for you now, if you don't mind me doing it live. We'll ask some questions. That has not happened for a while. Me hearing a spirit come through so strongly for, I have, right. Well, today you had a good rest. Investigation to see if a child named Bobby passed here. There you go. Okay, so let's ask. Let's ask before we go. Okay. All right. I must have it opened me right up. There you go. All right, Sarah, can we ask a question for Jen? Okay. So you guys said that one interview was a no. Okay. But we want to know if Eddie's going to get something good in the near future. Okay. Can you give us a timeline? Maybe kind of, sort of. Kind of, sort of timeline. Okay. So within the month. Okay. Within the month, Eddie's going to get something good, a good job, a better job. A nice job. Okay. A stable, more, money job, maybe? Yeah. Oh, that's good. um, when I'm doing the live streams, sometimes I know there was like 3 people talking, especially when I was going over the dream part, but I had tuned them out because I was trying to, I can't do all these things at one time, run the live stream, talk to you guys, read the chat, and talk to them. I go insane. So I usually don't do that all, like, unless it's there, like I can really hear it, like they screaming at me, then I'll stop for a second and go, okay, wait, what? But they weren't screaming at me today. They were just, I could tell they were trying to tell me something. That's awesome to hear. Yes. So hopefully Sarah's usually not wrong. She may be off a week or 2, but she's usually not wrong. If she could tell us, she will. If it's something she can't tell us, then she won't. But usually that's something they could kind of say, yeah, okay, something better is coming up. Don't worry, you know. So. Yeah. Oh, I know Bailey. But obviously you got all this loving family around you, even though they're not here physically, they're there for you regardless. So, and grandpa being around is real nice. So, yeah. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna let you go. Wow, 11 people. It's almost sad to let you all go. But I do have a crossover, so I do have to make something for them to like snack on before they cross over. I have my little ceremony I do, we play some music, we chitty chat, we'll do the pictures. I try to write stuff down. Then I do the cross. I try to hear what they say, and then sometimes some people stay and then maybe they want to go to the grove, or maybe they just want to hang out here. They're not ready yet. They want another day or two. I had one go. She's like, I'm ready. And I'm like, oh, you're leaving? I'm like, all right, come back and visit. And then, like, I don't know, a week or 2 later, here I'm back. And I'm like, is that Reniska? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, she came back? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh. She's like, yeah, we'll hang out here. She has to go back and forth now to Energize or whatever. Once you cross, you have to go, like, check in. I don't know how it works, but you go and you check in. From what I understand, it's like a check-in. So it's like, I don't know, every 72 hours, maybe our time. And they go check in, they energize or whatever, and then they come back. So yeah, and then they come back. I don't know how long that check-in process takes, how long they've gone or whatever. I didn't fully get the concept of it, but that's from like what I understand of it. So yeah, but mostly she'll be hanging out here because it's cool here. They eat, they watch movies, they got toys, they got tons of people to talk to. They're safe here with the protector. So like, yeah, doesn't want to hang out here. But she stayed here a long while until she's like, nah, I'm gonna go see. Now look, everybody went up there, nobody came back, it must be good. So she went, and then she's like, okay. So it's not for everybody, and it's like anything else, or maybe there's just nobody who she knows up there, and she's used to us here. It could be anything. I didn't sit and really ask her about it because I'm sure they really can't tell you what goes on over there. So I try not to ask too many questions. I just know it exists, the 3 planes of existence exist, heaven downstairs and purgatory, or the waiting room or whatever the middle is. where you check in and then you go where you're supposed to go, and then but other than that, I don't know what it looks like or what really goes on. I don't know. I didn't, I don't even know if they could tell you that. And I don't know if it's different for everybody or how it looks or anything like that. I just know that, um, that they exist, and I guess I'll be surprised when I go there, and whether I'm staying there or not, I don't know. Like, um, Oh, Bailey, I'm so glad that Grandpa was able to come through. Mary's so good at that kind of message stuff. So, um, yeah, yeah. So that's it. So we do our whole little thing, and then, like I said, some stay a little while, some till they're like really comfortable with like they see the crossover process because I do it 4 times a week, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, let me check it out." But most of them who go don't come back. Like, a lot of them will go and hang out at Danny's Grove. Because they're like, oh, I could cross through the Grove if I decide, they're not ready yet. And I because I have like so many kids here, I feel weird to have people like 30 and above just hanging out in the house with us. Like when I have all these kids here, I'm like, why do you want to hang out here? It's weird, I have all these young kids, Like I said, I think I have one of the oldest is maybe 25, but all the rest are like 21. And I think that he's like he may be like, even though 25 is his age, that's not the mindset, So and it could be because he's from an older time or something, so it's okay, like, s- i i I know, like, okay, all right, yeah, hang out here, it's cool, and then I know when to say, No, you can't hang out here, you want to go to the Grove or you want to cross over." Like, like, I can't be housing all the spirits in the world, right? um I I want to protect the children so they can stay. I don't care. I don't care how many of them there are. There could be 155 for all I care. If they need to be here and they need to be safe, that's where they're staying. You know, the protector might need a little help coming up if I had 155 of them or more, but he'll know where to find some help if he needs it. But I will never turn down any babies to stay here, and to be safe if they're not ready to cross. But the older ones, I feel like no, so they'll go to the Grove. Um, if they're not ready to cross. And they'll ask me, "Can I come back when I want to cross?" I'm like, "Yeah." Some of them will say, "Can I come like back for like coffee?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, you can come for coffee. You just can't, stay all day watch me. It's just weird, especially when it's people you like guys your age. Like then I'll be like afraid to go to the bathroom and stuff. Be like, why is this guy here? Like so that I'm like, no, you have to stay at the Grove. You could come for coffee, you could come to eat something, say hello, go, to the Grove, then stand outside to talk to the neighbors, it's fine. But you can't be on top of me here, staying here. It's weird. I think it is anyway. Unless you're my spirit guide, then okay, that's one thing, But just like random guys that follow me home from the supermarket, you're just staying here. You're either gonna cross, and you could go to the Grove, or uh, you know. But you can't just stay here, like watching me. It's freaking weird, right? It's Kim. It's weird. It's freaking weird. But I don't know what you want. Like, why you want to hang out with all these kids? Like, it's weird to me. So I don't allow it. But I mean, sometimes it's like if they come on my day off, like my days off are Friday and Saturday, right? So if like, a spirit like comes on Friday, from like I go to the supermarket and it comes, I'm like, fine, hang out in the yard. we're gonna do a crossover. You know, I have off today and tomorrow. Can you wait till Sunday? They say, yeah. Go, okay, go hang out and talk to Addison across the way or the protector or whatever. You know, and we'll do it on Sunday. Fine, you know, because it's my 2 days off. I'm not gonna like I need 2 mental days off, right? So so yeah, so that then okay, it's 2 days, you know. But it's because it's our days off, but not to just be here forever hanging out like it's weird, you know. Agree on that, right, Kim? Like, you know, like, and I really get weirded out, like, cause you know, like I hear the white noise when people are like when the energy's around me, they're talking. Even if they're talking to each other, I can hear a little bit. When they're talking to me, I really understand that they're talking to me because it's a louder, weirder frequency. So when I go into the bathroom and I go to sit on the toilet and somebody's talking to me, I'm like, look, we don't do this in the bathroom. Just wait. Like, I don't, you know, even if it's a kiddo, just wait a second. I'm in the freaking, I gotta go to the bathroom. It's weird. Like, I'm not gonna talk to you while I'm on the bowl. Like, it's just like not happening. Oh, I'm glad you have everything done, Shelly. Good. Um, so yeah, so I'm like, so yeah, it's off limits. It's your safe zone, right? You know, I remember one time I was in the shower and my back hurt so much. And there's a little window in the shower, right? And I leaned on the window to just let the hot water like run on my back. And somebody from outside the window was talking to me. I'm like, you can't be looking in my kitchen, in my bathroom window, you know? Like, I was just like, he was in the alleyway, I guess, or whatever, passing. But I'm like, what the freak, man? Like, but it happens sometimes. And you know, I'm sure most of them that's not their first thought. It's like, oh, can this lady see me and hear me? I want to talk to her. Not thinking like, look, I'm in the fucking shower. This is not the time to talk. Wait until I get out of the shower. How about that? You know, but it happens sometimes, and I get like weirded out. I'm like, you know, I love everybody, but you know, there's just sometimes when you just like, yeah, I'm not, you know. I try to even like I wear layers so that I don't always have to like get fully undressed. Like it's weird. Sometimes you go, yeah, that's a lot of people here today and doing a crossover. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave my tights on and my, you know, and I'm just gonna put stuff over it for this second, you know. But so I don't have to fully get undressed because I'm gonna do a crossover and I don't want to put the pajamas on without having something under it. And you know, it's like my next door neighbor messaged me at work saying she hasn't seen my cat in my bathroom window lately and asked if she was okay. Your neighbor's looking in your bathroom window for you. Now, why is she looking in the window? It's a you know, you said it was a she. Well, at least it's a she, an older she. I don't know what is worse, spirit or the neighbor. Well, it's a she, so I feel like that might be okay because she's really looking at the cat, especially if it's an older one. She probably really is looking, you know, after the cat, and hopefully she would look after you too. So God forbid something would happen, she would know it, you know. So I might not mind the nosy neighbor lady. But if it was a guy, look, yeah, I'd be like, "What the fuck? You know, you pervert," you know? older woman looking at, because that's what Greek ladies used to do, especially the older grandmas. They would always look out the window at everybody. They could tell you what everybody was doing. They'd be on the window, they'd look at the person's window across the way, they'd look at everybody on the street. They'd know what everybody was doing in the neighborhood just from looking out their patio from all sides. My grandmother had a patio in the front of her house and a patio in the back. So she could see the whole street going this way and the whole avenue going that way. She knew what everybody was doing. Okay. But it's good because God forbid something was going to happen or somebody was going to steal your car or something. She'd be the first. But I saw the guy who stole your car. I saw the guy who broke the window. I saw who didn't pick up the dog poop in front of your house. She knew it all. She'd either sit in the front porch. If there was nothing going on in the front, she was sitting on the back porch watching. Like, that's what they do. She has not come in and steals. So, not she comes in and steals vegetables from my garden. And I mean the whole plant and admits to it. Oh, no. I don't like that kind of stuff. Can't be stealing the whole plant if there was a lady when my aunt came and first started a garden in my grandmother's backyard, and it's towards the street, so people could just go in the gate, take something. I told my aunt to get a lock. Because they even steal her solar lights. So it was like 11 o'clock at night, and my aunt heard something, and she looked out the window, and the lady from 2 doors down was there. And my aunt's like, "Hey, you okay?" And she looked up because that window was right near where the gate is to go in the yard. And she's like, "Yeah, I was just looking at your curtains." And my aunt's like, "Oh." The curtains have been there for 50 years. My grandmother hasn't changed the curtains, okay? So the curtains have been there for 50 freaking years. My aunt's like, it's 11 o'clock at night. Like, what the fuck was she doing? She was going to try to steal the vegetables. And she kind of probably wanted to see if anybody was awake. And my aunt looked out the window and caught her. So, yeah, that is. People are crazy. Crazy, crazy. Oh, well, at least grandma could talk to you. Neighbor from hell reports dogs barking and then has them taken from the owner. Oh no. She has purchased a property an hour away, so hanging out for her to sell up and move. Oh, well, that's good. She'll be out of your hair soon, bothering all those people an hour away. She better move to the country where there's no dogs around her. No people. Mm-mm. No, my neighbor, when the mother was here, it was nice because sometimes she would talk to me when I was sitting in the backyard having coffee. She would make some dessert sometimes and give me some. It was good. Now the son got married, so the mother left, and it's the son and the wife, and they're like never home, never out, never nothing. So I never hear anything from them. And their yard I could see. That's where the neighbor's ghost is. Now on the other side, we have a big 6 or 8 foot fence, so you can't see what goes on over there. But they're older. They're in their late 80s, early 90s. The two next to me on this side. So you don't hear, sometimes I see them in the front, but other than that, Yeah, Bally, right after this I'm gonna do a crossover, then I'll message you. Yeah. Will do, sweetheart. Oh, Bailey, I should give you and Mary's you and Mary should get together on Messenger too. I should send our spirits over there for a while to annoy her. Do you think she'll see him? That'd be funny. The next time she looks in the bathroom window for the cat, you just tell Lucky, Lucky, spook her. Make faces at her. Lucky probably like, what do you think I am? I love our neighbors, mostly older people, and they are really helpful if you need. Well, there you go. Oh, I know, Bailey. You told me. Yeah, so that's it. So I am heading off here because it is going to be 10 o'clock, and I definitely need to cross over the spirits. She would definitely feel them. We still have a couple of friendly poker. There you go. Well, if you have some of those at home that can move things, yeah. I don't really have, well, they don't do it. They're very respectful. But once in a while, like I have things hanging all over, as you see. So once in a while, like I'll hear some, I'm like, oh, you knocked into that. Or yesterday, like I put the paint, I said, don't put the, I can't bend for long, guys. I really can't. So I have a basket with paint in it. So I picked up the basket and put it in the middle of the bed because I said no, otherwise it might fall over and all the paint will go rolling all over the place. So I put it in the middle of my bed. I put the paint there. I looked for the color I needed and I left it there, and I came inside and I painted this whole thing. And then, so about, I don't know, half hour after, so all of a sudden I hear, "Psha!" And I go in there and the basket, if the basket fell over, because like I said, it was in the middle of the bed. If the basket fell over, the paint would roll off the bed. The basket shouldn't be on the floor, too. The basket, everything was on the floor, all over the place. And I'm like, were you guys jumping on the bed? I'm sorry, I left the paint there, you know. Like, so it's things like that. Like, they don't like do it on purpose. Like, I remember one time one of the little ones told on the other one, it's like, he broke it. I'm like, he broke. I go, that's okay. It wasn't, he didn't do it on purpose, right? And he's like, no. I'm like, no, that's okay then. I got a lot of shit. If you break it, it's okay. Like, I don't know. Like, can we get another one? I don't even know what they broke, you know? Because maybe if they take it, yeah, I think what happens, from what I understand, is like, so there's this candle. The kiddo wants to play with the candle, right? I have toys. I have stuffies. So, oh, I'll get a better example. I found these cars. I found these cute like cars when I was out treasure hunting, right? This one's metal. It's really nice. I don't know. It's from the movie Cars, I think. Anyway. So you know, I was born 6 weeks before I do date. I do know that. You said that before. So I can't believe. So something like this, if they have, like, so I bring this home. I say, okay, kiddos, look what I got. You could play with it, right? It's here in this realm. They can pick it up because its energy is here, and they can play with it in their realm, but it will still be right here in this realm. But if they'll show you that they're playing with it, and you're like, oh, they're playing with the car. But when you look over, the car is in the same exact spot. It's like they take the energy and manifest it in their realm. So they can play with it. The car here is not moving, you know? So, most of the time that's what happens. So in order to move things here in this realm, you need to physically manifest in this realm, I think, to move all the stuff here. Like, you know, I think that's how, you know, it works. Because a lot of times, even Danny's like, I see them playing with it, but the thing is on the table. And like, we're like, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like, so it's like something like they take the energy and manifest it to play with it in their realm. So it doesn't, but it doesn't move in this realm. So I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. But they have a lot of toys. But once in a while, like I said, if they're like have enough energy, they'll knock into things. I heard someone lean against the microwave today. Like I'm sitting here and I hear the microwave kind of move, and I go, "Oh, you leaned against the microwave, huh?" Like you know, people ask me like, "Oh, you have all these spirits. So what's the paranormal activity?" And I go, "No, there is none." And they're like, "What do you mean?" But I'm so used to it, like the paint falling off the bed, this thing being hit while nobody's here, somebody leaning against the microwave, and you can hear when those kind of things is normal to me because I have so many here that I'm like, if I told you that every little experience that I had, it's weird. Like, Oh, Bailey, did that have something to do with your mother's problem? Is that why you were born 6 weeks early? We might have discussed that on Messenger. Um, but yeah, like so I made this. Let me see if you can see it this way. So I made this. Do I have the batteries charged? Maybe if I turn on the lights, it'll be easier to see. No, of course, none of the batteries are charged. Okay. I have to charge their batteries in there so that they light up. But anyway, um, so this thing, it hangs like, and so I know to go on the side of it and let's say not touch it, right? But if a spirit like by accident hits it, it will move. So I'll be sitting here and totally all of a sudden this thing will start moving. And I'm like, oh, okay, somebody walked through the doorway. So those kind of things happen a lot, but like I said, usually, yes, I have the rechargeable AAAs in it. Right now they're all dead, so I have to unscrew them, take the batteries out, put them on the charger. It only takes 4 at a time. It's that part is annoying. The batteries don't last long in there for some reason. And I don't turn it on that much, Ah! I was told it was your mother's issues that caused it. Yes. Well, I figured that from what she told me, but so I made these the other day in case you didn't see. Look how cute they are. Anyway, let me put the light on so you can see. I have these I got in bulk. Yes, Mary, right on the money. So I put let me see if I can turn the light off. Can you see this? Well, you can kind of see it. So it lights up. It's so freaking adorable. It's so adorable. Anyway, so I made one like spooky Christmas house. This is the spooky Christmas house. It has the ghost. I love this one. But then I made this candy house too, like, and I love that one too. My son says this one because I said, "Oh, it's a, it's a haunted house on Christmas." And he said, "I think it's the witch's house from Hansel and Gretel with all the candy." I said, "Well, okay, maybe." But then this one, I love this one too. Look at how cute. I love them. You know what these are? These are the plastic Dollar Tree little doll houses that they have for $1.25. I just painted them and decorated them a little. But all this pretty work was all on these houses. And it's like, was so easy to do because it was really just some paint and a few things that we glued on. And they came out beautiful. So this is a cool craft idea if you have a Dollar Tree. And they have these little doll houses. They came like, you know, they even have the little doll toys in it. This is from the both of them because I had two of them. So that the kiddos, they could play with the little sofas now and everything. And I said they could play with them in the house. I don't care, but you know. But yeah, dollhouse with furniture. It's a mansion. They had different ones, but I like this one because of the windows. But yeah, that's what I did. So I just finished editing that video, so I'll put that one on the channel. And so we'll have that, I guess, Saturday. I have a video for tomorrow. I forget what it is, cooking or crafting, probably crafting. And then we'll have those Saturday. Wednesday, we will do, no, it's today's Monday, isn't it? Okay. So tomorrow I'm off. I'm off from everything tomorrow. No crossovers, no live streams. And then Wednesday we'll read cards. And Thursday we'll have off because it's Thanksgiving. So I'll say happy Thanksgiving to everybody on Wednesday. But for whoever I will not see on Wednesday, happy Thanksgiving to you. If it's your Thanksgiving on Thursday, then happy Thanksgiving to you guys who I will not see Wednesday. Thursday we'll have off. There'll be a short on Friday, a video on Saturday, and of course I'll always have Sinister Sunday on Sunday. And then next week it will go back to our regular scheduled program of Wednesday reading cards and Thursday Spiritual Thursday lives. So this was just an extra since I figured we weren't gonna go live Thursday. And yeah, so here we go. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Oh, much love to you, Christine. Take care. Kisses and hugs to mom. And I hope everything goes well with the doctor. And to everyone else, have a great night, guys. I'll play the outro because I think I have an outro in this one. I don't know which one it is, but I must have an ending screen too somewhere, I think. Now ending. Well, there you go. There's an ending screen. I think I even have a ender somewhere. I don't know what it is. Happy. That's a happy Halloween. What's this?